Hello everyone, Victoria 3. Let's continue exploring that game since I don't know nothing. By the way, it's something interesting. So, you have that market, and I'm pretty sure I saw it somewhere. I don't remember where. You can buy stuff on the market. I think so. Unless that was old video, something has changed, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure I saw a video when someone was, well, basically trading. How to do that? Because I have no idea. I click world market. Okay, that tab looked like that. What? What's next? Participants? Good. How can I... Formation, expand artillery foundry? Well, that's a right click. It doesn't work. I have no clue how to do that, guys. Something has changed. Really no idea. Really no idea. And game doesn't help also. Like, well, why there are no hints? So, well, that sucks. That really sucks. Monthly price report. Food security. Interesting. Members. What's that? Markets. Well, really no clue how to do anything about that. Yeah, I know I can add consumption tax or I can put some tariffs. But other than that, no clue. Okay, what do we have here? Some shortages, that's what I know, yeah. This is all correct. Illegitimate government, that's also correct. And then we have that journal. Path to liberalism. We need to enact universal suffrage or census suffrage. Patronize romanticism. We are building currently the academy, or it's cute. And urbanize Belgium. Building is urban certain. Center, well, whatever. I'm gonna unpause and let's see what will happen, because why not? I would like to finish that basic building. It'd be so nice. Oh, my phone is beeping. Where is that building tab? So I can check where it's, well, buildings, where it is. Flanders, and where we have it? Okay, 5 weeks, 4 weeks. Should be done better also, like it's really hard to find it. You look at that and yeah, you see that something is under construction, but it doesn't help much. Look at that. You don't know how many turns it's gonna take unless you click on it. Then technically, yeah, you can see that, but it's not well visible in my opinion. Well, yeah, I barely understand that game. That's the problem. Bologna, no, Flanders, 2 weeks. Let's see. Oh my God, there's so many notifications. I missed all of them. Gazan attitude improved. Well, that's Gaza. Okay. What? Where you are? Show me. That's a Gaza. Interesting. The only Gaza I know is it's here. No joke, guys. Okay, let's... did that Southern Africa interest activated? That's cool, yeah, that was my goal. Cape colonies attitude improved. Zulu. Zulu. Okay, where you are? You're somewhere here, right? Oh, here you are, okay. Also good to know. And Netherlands is boosting the government legitimacy of their subject Luxembourg. Where we have Luxembourg. Where it is? Should be somewhere here. No. Lippe. There's Germany. Here we have Frankfurt. Saarbrücken. Always have Hard time to find the Luxembourg. Bavaria, Hohenzollern, Rhineland, Hesse, Frankfurt, Nassau, Waldeck. Well, okay, whatever. It's somewhere there. I usually don't know where it is. Like, precisely. I'm very sorry. Here it is. Yeah. General area. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry for Luxembourg. Okay. It is what it is. By the way, what's the relations against this? Worry. Ooh. Open diplomacy. I'm very curious about them. What's that? Luxembourg Liberty's desires a personal union. Oh, they are in personal union with Netherlands. Okay. Interest Rhine. In Rhine and not in. We do not have interest in North Germany. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Let's continue. Jesus, my phone is ringing. This is annoying. I'm gonna mute it. It's muted now. My god. Okay, it should be done very soon. Wheat farm has been expanded. Yeah, let's go. Go here. Okay, what's next? What's next? Are you joking? Was that the only advice in the tutorial? Oh my... You joking, right? Yeah, well, I'm going through that once again because... That's ridiculous. This is... it? Are you going to give me something new? You don't give a shit about that. Yeah, I know we have elections. Oh, now! Okay. Wow. Thank you. The expansion of wheat farms in Flanders you ordered some time ago is now complete. The building can now support a larger workforce and produce more goods. You also will no longer have to pay weekly material costs for the goods required in its expansion. Okay. The rate by which you can order the expansion of buildings across Belgium is limited by your construction sector, which can be expanded in exactly the same way as industries. Having construction sector buildings in the same state as the buildings under construction will increase construction efficiency. Construction sector, what's that? Doesn't say much. Construction sector. Okay, that increases, well, the construction, state construction efficiency, goods consumption. So it's the government building, as far as I understand, right? Okay, I moved here. Production methods. Switch-based production method for all construction sector. All construction sector currently has iron frame building. Okay. Oh, so if we develop new production methods, we can switch to it, right? That's size 2 in general. Oh, and we can increase it. How that tab has been opened? I mean, how can I get it? Not through that, well, what I've done already, but from that menu. Look at that. Why there's so many things here? Building registry. No idea how to get it. Actually, that's quite nice. You can manage it pretty well. Okay, I'm gonna close it for now. I understand. What's my next assignment? Change any production method on livestock ranches in Flanders. Livestock ranches in Flanders is a building whose earnings could potentially be improved by changing a production method. For the purpose of this lesson, it is recommended that you change relatively safe production method, such as activating fruit or liquor production on the farm, or the use of tools on the ranch. Relatively safe production method, such as activating fruit or liquor production on the farm, or the use of tools on the ranch. Will complete if the new production method on livestock ranches in Flanders has been active for 4 weeks. Tell me how. How to change production methods. Production methods can be changed from the building details panel. We'll continue to use your livestock ranches in Flanders as an example. Look for livestock ranches in the Flanders state panel. I'm going to Flanders. I clicked on it. I'm clicking on buildings, and I found livestock ranches. Open the panel for the livestock ranches in Flanders. Boop. Select any production method. Here we have it. Base production method. Current slaughterhouses. Oh my god. Terrible. I can click on whatever I want. I clicked on it. Okay. Over any of the options for a breakdown of the how building will change if that production method was selected. Buffering tool, slaughterhouse, plus 50 generated pollution, meat 131 plus. Okay, what's that? Okay, that's gonna consume less tools, less grain. Requires some fabric, fertilizer, meat. Is there that like better? Can I move it? Thank you. Oh, okay, that's how much meat is gonna be produced. It's weird that open air stockyard. I believe that, well, it doesn't make sense to change that. Sheep ranch. Increased wool gathering. Yeah, I'm fine with it. Unless we have problem with food. With wheat. Here we can't change anything. Here also can't change anything. Really? Changing anything of that doesn't make any sense. No good. What's the reason going down here? But they asked me to change it, so that's kind of stupid. That's kind of stupid. Stupid as shit. Look at that. What? So I'm basically downgrading it because they asked me to do it. So really? I don't get it. This is really stupid. Okay, I'm going for butchering tools, whatever. I don't know what's the point of it. Go back to that journal. Tell me why. Production methods determine and change the functions of buildings. For an example of this, we will look at the livestock ranches in Flanders. Oh my god, I'm supposed to open it once again. I open it. If you hover over any of the active production method, you can see in the tooltip how many goods that production method consumes and produces. You can also see how many of each profession it needs in the workforce for the livestock ranches to operate. I'm not gonna lie, this is cool, by the way, that you can change all of that. It's really cool. I mean, from the economical point of view, that's cool. From the game perspective, it's cool because that gives you a lot of options. Whether they are important or not, we can argue. I know that there are players with thousands of hours in those games and they know what they are doing. They know what's worthwhile, what's not. That's okay. But for the average player, so I am the average player or maybe even below, probably below. For me it's cool because that gives me, well, another option to select from. It's always nice to have more options. Unless they clutter everything else and you don't know what we are doing. We can judge grand strategy games from Paradox by that because they are supposed to be complicated and complex. So maybe at some point they become less complicated, but they are still quite complex. Okay, let's read through it. Why change production method? Production methods are color coded in different types. Oh yeah, that's actually true. What's the reason? Base production methods use a productive workforce made up of pops of different professions to create a product or effect, often consuming one or several goods in the process. There is always at least one base type. Refining production methods reduce the amount of base goods produced to create more advanced or luxurious goods, often by adding other input goods to the process. Automation production methods consume industrial goods but relieves the building from employing a lot of unskilled workforce. Ownership production methods determine who owns the building and collects its dividends, which are available is usually determined by laws. That cash reserve. That's employment. Okay, next. If you click on any of the active production methods, you can see that each type includes different production methods, but only one can be active at a time. You have 3 options for base. Oh, okay, that's okay, fair enough. Some can be considered upgraded versions of previous ones in their type. These often require new technologies to unlock. Others are simply alternatives, not inherently better or worse than the others. You have to decide what is best for your country based on what goods and professions you have and want. Next. Sometimes upgrading to a more modern production method is not desirable, particularly if the market price of its input goods are very expensive or even in an input goods shortage. Breaking my tongue. Another reason to not modernize right away is because the production method requires professions which your pops have poor qualifications for. You might even want to postpone upgrades because the new professions might be prone to political alliances you are not comfortable with. You see how many different interconnections are here. Wow. This is sick. Definitely it's interesting. Show actions for livestock lunches. Oh, how to expand, subsidize, reset production methods in Flanders, reset production methods across Belgium, nationalize, enable privatization, allows investors to buy livestock ranches levies in Flanders from Belgium for 50k per level. Interesting. It's another option. Very, very interesting. Okay, we have that entry in the journal. So we need to wait 4 weeks. I'm fine. I don't care about any other stuff right now. I'm primarily focused on what they say about it. Like that's the main tutorial. I'm trying to follow it because it's really hard to understand anything else. And I know you may say, well, watch YouTube videos. That's correct. I can do it. And I would love to do that because that would make my life easier. But the goal of that series is to assess. Tutorial provided by Paradox. Venezuelan Danish rivalry declared, but very, very interesting rivalry. There's too many R's. Okay, 1 more week. That should be over. Okay. How long? Well, Sunday, boom, Monday. Okay. Nice, that's done. Let's go back. Expand a productive building. Expand the logging camp in Bologna. Well, okay. Reactionary movement. What's that? A new reactionary movement, political movement has formed. Their support is 6%. Their activism is 0. Danish Venezuelan rivalry declared. Okay, yeah, I know. New journal entry. Expanded productive building added to the journal. Fair enough. It's basically about buildings for now. The logging camps in Bologna is a highly productive building that is bringing in a large amount of revenue compared to its expenses, making it an ideal candidate for expansion. Expand this building in order to grow our gross domestic product and tax base, GDP. Each unit of goods produced in your country contributes to your gross domestic product. The market price value of your national production is reduced by the value of goods used as inputs into the process. Basically, processes across your country. GDP affects prestige and minting, a form of income that all countries generate through the printing or casting of new money. The greater a country's gross domestic product, the more money can be minted without compromising the economy. Yeah, well, yeah, that's actually correct. We'll complete Eve, level 4 logging camps in Wallonia. Okay, it's only one level. Tell me how. By this point, you already know that you can expand buildings by going through the state panel, selecting the building and pressing the plus button, or use the production lens. You can complete this journal entry the same way if you like. But for our current purposes, a better way is to go through the buildings overview panel to find and expand a particularly productive building. Ah, you see, that makes sense. Building. Here, all buildings across all of Belgium are displayed in a convenient list view. You can access the building directly from the list and perform common operations such as expanding, subsidizing, or changing its production method. Oh, right, we have to change production method. I forgot. Where it is? That was livestock ranches. Let's switch to slaughterhouse again. Thank you. More importantly, from this panel, you can perform these operations on all buildings of a certain type in your country at once. Okay, so we do that for all of those buildings. Like, I mean, that tab comprises all buildings across all incorporated states, as far as I understand. And that's a beautiful wurst. Which is a sausage, of course. The login camps we want to build up is under the Ruler tab. Locate the building by expanding the login camps drop-down menu. Rural. Love that word. Okay, here we are. Sulfur mines, login camps, and we can expand it. And now we see Wallonia and Flanders, respectively. Nice, this is cool. I feel like that's the easiest way to actually build stuff around your country. I feel like there is too many colors though. It's really hard to just grasp everything with your eyes because you open and you don't know, well, what's that? Why it's here? It should be done better. So UI could be improved. But that's my personal opinion, so I'm, well, up to you. One of the most important aspects of a building is its productivity. Productivity is a relative measure of how much economic value a building generates per employee per year. It is calculated by taking the current weekly revenue generated from production, subtracting the expenses incurred from consumption, dividing by the total workforce, and multiplying by 52 weeks per year. Oh, that's multiplying by 52 weeks per year. Oh, okay, that makes sense. The revenue, material expenses, total revenue minus material expenses, total employees. The difference between productivity and average annual wage is the building's weekly balance, also known as profit. Companies also have a productivity rating which is equal to the average productivity of all their associated building levels. Interesting. The high productivity of the logging camps in Wallonia is what led us to select it for expansion. Productivity is a better measurement than profit to determine how valuable a building is to you, since it measures the value it adds to your economy without considering aspects like wages, taxes, subsidies, and dividends, which can vary drastically from building to building. Since it measures the value it adds to your economy, okay. Where is that information, by the way? About productivity. There are 7 plus 1 levels of logging camps in Belgium. Productivity between 9.9 to 10.2. So that's the information. That's a lot or what? I don't know. Sulfur mines. They have higher productivity. So livestock ranches, well, yeah, smaller. That's very interesting. That's really a good measure of what's good or not. I don't know. Either way, let's go next. Now let's start expansion of this building. Either click the plus button as before or right click and select the appropriate option. Interesting. It doesn't make sense to right click on, honestly. Yeah, it's better to click it simply there. Productivity is going to decrease though. Minus 2.2 from current. Why? Gonna increase some wood, hardwood. Gonna consume some tools. That's obvious. But it's going to increase employment. Interesting. So by developing it, we decreasing productivity. Okay. Great job. Yeah. Let's go. Now continue to explore the game while you wait for the expansion to finish. You could go check out more in depth why you should expand productive buildings by going back to the Tell Me Why button in the journal entry. Understand? And yes, I'm going to check it. Because I'm really curious about it. Tell me why. Oh my god, I have to open it once again. Okay, let's read it. By focusing your expansion efforts on highly productive buildings, you maximize the amount of value your workforce adds to your economy. Producing low-value goods like grain, while spending only a small amount of money on input goods like tools, lets your population feed themselves while earning meager wages. That's correct. By redirecting that workforce to production of high-value goods like wine or clippers, instead, as long as demand is there, those pubs will end up generating more money overall, even though their own wages may remain the same. Okay. Look for login camps in the Bologna state panel. Let's go for that. Building, and here we are. Login camps. Open the building details panel for the login camps in Bologna. I'm here. Oh, this way. Related productivity is indicated by the gear icon. Hover it for more details. The gear icon, yeah. Login camps. 53rd most productive login camps in the world. Plus 35% productivity compared to the average login camps. Interesting. Why? What's that? What's the difference between two? Login camps? Most productive login camps in the world. Most productive building in the world. Oh, okay. Interesting. Average annual wage. The average wages a single individual in the workforce would earn annually while working at this building. £7. Okay, I read it. Productivity is based only on the difference between the cost of input goods and the revenue earned by the sales of output goods. Divided across the total workforce of the building. You can think of it as how much value does every employee add to its building's economy per year. Makes sense. So that's a weekly balance, 918. Yeah. Interesting. So that's a balance. Where is the workforce then? Can I check it? Here we have it. Well, machine laborers, average annual wage. Well, shopkeepers earn the most. Radicals. There are 26 radicals among these 6,000 shopkeepers. Oh, you bastards. That's a weekly balance. Okay. And that's what? Cash reserves and employees. Okay. Next. Even if the productivity value is much higher than the average wages, the difference is not wasted. It is split between the building's cash reserves and dividends paid out to the building owners. Oh, that's a weekly balance. Okay. Conversely, if the productivity is insufficient to pay the building's requisite wages, the difference will be subtracted from the cash reserves in the short term before reducing wages and potentially throughput in the long term. This is quite crucial then. Oh, that's why you can subsidize different buildings, as far as I understand, right? Yeah. If you want to keep something alive, you have to subsidize it because, well, let's assume it produces something important for your economy, but there is a problem with wages. Like the cost of the wages is higher than what they can actually produce. So then you have to subsidize because you need to use those cash reserves then. Is it correct? I think so. Adding value to your economy by expanding only highly productive buildings might not be the wisest course of action in all circumstances. Oversaturating a market will decrease the market price for the produced goods and put a lot of demand strain on the consumed goods, leading to a decrease in productivity over time. Ah, okay, understand. That's the explanation. Fair enough. Fair enough. We've learned something new. I mean, I've learned something new. It's still a black box for me, honestly. The journal, yeah. So now it's gonna take some time until it's done. Let's see, 15 weeks, yeah. And I think we will just wait those 15 weeks and see what will happen. Because I don't have any better idea. I like that I like those tutorials. I mean those hints because that makes everything a bit easier. If I go through all the tabs alone, I usually forget what I do, and also I don't know what I'm doing, so it's just simply reading. Reading is not the most practical way of doing things, so yeah, I mean doing things, learning things, because doing things actually is the best way to learn something. So create just theoretical base and then put a practical workforce into that, and yeah, that's the best idea for success and for learning anything. So, by the way, that's a Great Britain. Beautiful. I think we will finish here. So in the next video, we'll wait for those login camps to be built, and then we will find out what's next assignment from the game's tutorial. I'm worried that tutorial will finish at the point where I will be left like, well, I know how to build buildings, I know how to change some production methods, how to decipher productivity, and basically that related stuff with it, and that's it. And the rest of the stuff is just gone. Yeah, I'm slightly worried, but we'll find out. We'll find out. It's for now, I don't know, about 120 minutes in that game. So, well, it's like 120 minutes is 2 hours. Okay, 2 hours in that game, probably less. That's okay. We can live with that. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully see you in the next one where I hope I will learn something new. Let's find out. Either way, once again, thank you, and see you next time. Goodbye.